Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. I've been planning to make this video for a while, so I thought I'd finally get around to it. I do sometimes worry about if as I often say, I don't want to repeat too many ideas which I've mentioned before or things like that. So it's going to be quite similar to my videos about town football, but I'll try and do it a bit differently than I often do it. But as a fan of town football and Celtic, I have similar ideas for both really, although I support all Italian teams, so I support the whole league in Italy, so it's a bit different. But however, if you watch this video, if I ever manage to monetize this video, if I get enough views, then I'll donate any profits I make from it. If I monetize it and I make any money from it, obviously, I'll try and donate that as much as I can, unless I was hungry or unless I was starving or something. I really need the money. I'll donate as much as I can of that money to the club to support Celtic financially. So I hope that made sense. But yeah, basically, if you watch this video and it makes enough views, I'll donate any profits I make, any money I make, to the club, to Celtic, to buy players and to record support some of the charity work they do. So obviously the club would be able to use it as they see fit. And yeah, so please get your Celtic fans, fellow Celtic fans, if you're a Celtic fan, or anyone who you know who likes Celtic, to watch this video, and where the videos part 2 and 3. Anyway, I'm going to try not to waffle on too much about the intro. In the intro, sorry. I normally do these, for those who might not have watched my videos before, I normally do these 3-part videos. So this is in 3 parts, and I normally do these lists of 10 ideas in each video, so altogether it's 30 ideas, but I don't want the videos to be too long, so I break them up for those who haven't seen my videos before. But as I say, please watch this if you're a Celtic fan, obviously, and or any support I get, I would really appreciate, and I appreciate your views and likes and all that kind of thing. One of the reasons why I make YouTube videos is because my poor punctuation, so I was thinking of sharing the idea on my Facebook groups but I thought I'd make a video, because then hopefully people will be able to hear my voice a bit clearer and understand what I'm talking about more than if I wrote, perhaps, because people struggle to read my writing because of my punctuation. Anyway, I'm going to try and stop waffling, and here goes. So number 1, I would love for Celtic to be as successful as possible, if we're talking about dreams, obviously, and certainly, all being well, the most successful team in Scotland in terms of trophies won. I would love us to beat our main rivals, Rangers, yeah, to basically, as I say, to win the most Scottish or domestic trophies in Scotland, or the most trophies overall. I can't imagine us winning too much in Europe, but again, I'd love to see us winning the most in Scotland, more than our rivals, Rangers, obviously, who always brag about being the world's best team or whatever, or the world's most successful team or whatever, even though they've never won a Champions League. But yeah, I'm probably going to be very hated by the opposition, obviously, but obviously that's part of the game. I don't like to hate anyone or anything, but I disagree with a lot of what they stand for, like imperialism. That's one of the reasons why I'm a Celtic fan. So I hope to talk about why I'm a Celtic fan in the future, perhaps, and potential reasons to support Celtic. But yeah, so I'd love Celtic to be as successful as possible, and to unite the fan base. And I think, excuse me, our new manager, Ange Postecoglou, hope I pronounced his name right, is really doing well in terms of playing attractive football, which, again, another thing I hope to come to, another thing I hope to cover. But yeah, I think he's doing a grand job at the moment. I hope he continues to do so. After a wobbly start, he's done really well to prove his critics wrong, to put it simply. Yeah, so I was trying to think of a word, but I can't really think of what word I'm trying to use to describe it. But anyway, yeah, so at the moment he's proven his critics wrong, to put it simply. Keep it simple. But yeah, so he's playing attacking football and all that. So hopefully he'll unite the fan base, and we'll be as united as possible, and encourage each other as a fan base, and get behind the team and each other, and as I say, be as united as possible. Number 2, I think it'd be great if Celtic learn from as many teams as possible, what to not do and what to do, in terms of mistakes to avoid, and things that could help Celtic, like what we could learn about bringing in the best players, how to build strength in depth, or whatever other teams do well, and maybe learn from them as much as possible. Maybe have partners, especially I'd love to connect Italian football and Celtic together, so I'd love for Celtic to learn from Italian teams, but also even just hearing about what other teams have done, where they've gone wrong in some areas, like Barcelona, which normally gets on well with Celtic. I would love for Celtic to get on with every Mediterranean team, but anyway, I'll come to that point. But yeah, so I'd love for Celtic, as I say, basically simply to learn from all possible teams. Again, mistakes to avoid, but also things that could help the club to be more successful in terms of merchandise, marketing, branding, and that kind of thing. Number three, again, I love for Celtic to play enterprising or attacking, entertaining football, which gets the fans excited off the seat and maybe even wins us some fans over in terms of the way we play. And I saw on a Man United channel, how they were saying that United stands for like playing attacking, enterprising, as I call it, football, and exciting and all that, and playing the youth and eventually, hopefully, winning. And also, they never give up. So I think it'd be great again to learn from. Going back to the point of learning from other clubs, I think it'd be great to learn about how Man United was successful. And again, like bringing in sponsors as well, how different clubs have brought in sponsors or got the best owners and sponsors and investments and things like that. And hopefully people will sponsor football pitches for the youth, especially, and practicing and opportunities, training facilities to be as world class close to world class as possible, or as good as possible, basically, preferably world class. And to be honest, because Scottish football isn't doing that well at the moment, I think that if Celtic are anywhere near world class, we'll be able to easily do well, I'm sure, in domestic trophies at least. But it'd be great to see maybe like Celtic do well in the Europa League and things like that. Maybe from next season, maybe even in the Champions League. But yeah, so I'd love to see the wealthiest possible shareholders, investors, sponsors, and that sort of thing to invest in the club and always play the youngest possible team. And that's as young as possible, and so that in the future we'll be developing, but also also obviously win games right now as well. So hopefully win those trophies, which I think is the main thing, which is what I hope the investment will do as well. Number four, I think it'd be great if political parties which are from countries which you could say are Celtic, or who might share similar ideals or values as Celtic, like the S.N.P in Scotland, played, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Plaid Cymru, or in Wales. Again, sorry if I butchered any pronunciation. Maybe a Welsh person, if they watch this video, can put in the comments how to pronounce it or whatever. But yeah, the S.N.P, Plaid Cymru, and Sinn Féin, and political parties like that, or even local politicians in Glasgow or across Scotland, supporting Celtic in terms of like the charity work they do locally or even internationally, and commending them for the charity work. And I'd love for Celtic to be, I forgot to mention in part 3, I'd love for Celtic to pay the lowest amount of tax as possible legally, maybe even be exempt from tax because of the charity work they do, and in return develop some of the younger people in Scotland, because it's such Glasgow is quite a deprived area where Celtic is based. So they could be exempt from tax in return for using that money to invest in local Glaswegians to play football and get them out of crime, or get them out of drinking, or get them out of trouble, improve their diets, improve their lifestyle, get them doing exercise, playing football, again, keep being out of trouble and things like that, especially through football. So yeah, I think it'd be great to see Celtic, as I say, pay the least amount of tax possible. Number 5, I think it'd be great to see a 5 to 10 year plan, and again, like as much investment from local governments in Glasgow or even Scotland generally, and again, the S.N.P, Plaid Cymru, and of course Sinn Féin, investing in Celtic as much as possible, and again, like standing up for Celtic in terms of getting tax breaks and things like that, but also funding from from taxes and the lottery and things like that. So sorry, this video's gone a bit long, so to cover these points. But anyway, number 6, I think it'd be great, as I say, for Celtic to have a partnership between themselves and Italian football especially, but also I'd love to see Celtic get well with Eurasian nations, people from Eurasian, transcontinental, Middle Eastern and Mediterranean nations, as much as possible. Number 7, again, like I'd love to see as much investment as possible, and tax exemptions and like legal support for the charity work they do. And there was a point I was going to make, but I've forgotten it. I might mention it in a bit later on, or in part 2. Any points I've forgotten, but there was something that's completely gone on my. I completely forgot about. Number 8, again, I'd love to see the fans be passionate and have a team we're proud of, and hopefully have a lot of positive vibes going forward, and like basically win as many trophies as possible, as I say, and that sort of thing, as I say, and that's the crowd atmosphere. Hopefully, will that famous Celtic crowd atmosphere at Parkhead, at as we call it, Paradise, will gain as many fans around the world. And I've just remembered the point I was going to make. I'll make that for point 9. I think it'd be great to see Celtic having as many supporters clubs and supporters clubs around in all possible countries, including those places I've just mentioned, like Eurasian nations, transcontinental generally, the Mideast, the Mediterranean, all across Africa and Asia, the Americas, even across indigenous communities in the Americas and Australasia, and also academies on that note as well. Like, but perhaps amongst the first, Celtic could perhaps have amongst the first academies for indigenous people from Australasia and the Americas, and also like again, like if this video did get enough views or things like that, it could be used, or different ways to fundraise. There could be different ways, sorry, to fundraise for Celtic having those academies all around the world. And number 10, again, I think it'd be great to see a development of the youth, and again, like lottery funding and governmental funding and tax breaks as much as possible, all done legally, of course. Sorry, don't know why I've done quotation marks, but all done legally and properly, and that sort of thing, and to ensure, and also like looking at safeguarding, making sure that the academy players, the young players, are safe, healthy, looked after, have good diets, have their fitness improved, and again, like benefiting the local area, but also the rest, other parts of the world, like developing countries. And like I think it'd be great to see Celtic giving, spending like 10% of whatever revenue, or even whatever revenue the club makes, like spending 10% on youth development, 10% on buying new players, and 10% on whatever other costs there are, like marketing, branding, bringing in sponsors and branders, marketers or whatever, who can help the club to brand itself better around the world and expand the name in places like China and India, especially. Like obviously those have huge populations, but also around the world. And yeah, so 10% on youth development, 10% on bringing in new players, 10% on whatever a club needs to spend, and also like 10% on charities, both locally and internationally. Like out of that, maybe even 90% could go towards places like in parts of Africa and Asia, which need support. And yeah, so, and then the rest of the money could go towards like the remaining 60% or whatever could go towards shareholders and people like that. So they're putting money back into the club, but they're also getting something back in return. So hope you enjoy this video. Please leave your likes and all that kind of stuff. Peace out.